Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So I skipped doing a video for Monday. To be honest, I just needed a little bit of a break. I don't really take much of a vacation from my work, but every so often I do actually need a little bit of a break. We have been dealing with insanely hot temperatures, and they came on quick, which is pretty typical for the South. We went from, blue jean and sweatshirt weather to bam, it's summer. We don't get much of a spring. And so I find myself getting out here in the mornings and just working until I think about 11 o'clock in the morning or so is my cutoff. I'm done, I'm exhausted, I'm filthy, sweaty, and I head into the house, get cleaned up, and just kind of get out of the heat for a little bit. So this morning I started working on getting all of the peppers planted and the tomatoes planted. I did some weeding and just, general garden work this morning. I've still got some more planting to do tomorrow, which I'll try and get some done early in the morning. I've got an appointment tomorrow, so I'll get as much done as I can while it's not 1,000,000 degrees outside. So generally this week is the big push, the big, get all that stuff in the garden. Now, I do still have those plants, the seeds that I had started indoors, and, I'm going to give them a little bit more time, let the plants get a little bit more established before I put them outside or begin kind of doing the hardening off process to gradually bring them out. But those will be they'll be coming out pretty soon, and then that'll be pretty much it. We'll just be working on the garden, maintaining and pruning and watering and all of that good stuff. So I ended up, of course, I've got way too many tomatoes and way too many pepper plants, but I'm going to be giving some to a friend of mine, and yeah, we'll see what I end up doing with the rest of them. So right now it is actually chore time. So I'm going to go slip my boots on and we'll head out and do evening chores. So, you may have noticed that when we went out to do the goats, that we only had 5 goats. We lost one of our goats last week. Miss Maggie, the elderly goat that came to our homestead when Sophie arrived with the other 2 goats. We noticed last weekend that something was not right with her, and she wasn't doing well. So Monday morning I called up my vet, told them what was going on with her, and they said, "Can you bring her in now?" And I took her in. So I took her in, and they checked her out, did blood work and all the things, and as it turned out, Miss Maggie had one of two things. She had, well, first of all, she had something going on with her reproductive system, and they said it was either a severe infection or cancer. And with a goat her age, you know, we have a really good veterinarian, and he's very compassionate. But in addition to pets, he sees livestock. And he said, you know, with this sort of issue that she's having, if it was a dog her age, I could give it antibiotics and it could go home and recover and be fine. He said, unfortunately, goats don't recover the same way. He said, now if it is an infection, I could give you antibiotics and you could take her home, but you're just going to watch her decline and get worse and worse. So he gave his suggestion, which was to put her to sleep. Now, it wasn't a hard decision to make. It's never easy to do, but it wasn't a hard decision. We don't want an animal to suffer. You know, we try to give the animals here the best life that they can have while they live here on our farm. That's one of the several reasons we named our home here a Good Life Farm. And so, you know, I stayed there with her and pet her and kept her calm and said goodbye to Miss Maggie. But it's never an easy thing, but it is the right thing. So I'm getting my first little blueberry harvest from our blueberry hedge here that I planted last year. I mentioned in my garden tour this past weekend that we wouldn't get a lot of blueberries, not this year, but as I pick them, I'll wash them and freeze them, and I should have enough for at least a batch of scones or maybe some blueberry pancakes or something along those lines. So I'm out here in the greenhouse, which of course I shared about the other day, and I mentioned, you know, the plans that I had to kind of make this a very lovely environment in here. And one of you wonderful subscribers gave me a great idea. You suggested hanging sun catchers in the windows. Well, here's the thing. I've actually got several sun catchers. My mother-in-law, Mama, we called her, who passed away back in December, was an avid collector of wind chimes and sun catchers. I love wind chimes, but I've never met anybody who loved wind chimes the way Mama did. And she had a huge collection of them at her house, and pretty much everybody in the family brought home wind chimes, and of course we brought home several as well. I've got some out in the gardens, I've got some on the porch, and I have several that are not just wind chimes, but they're sun catchers as well. For instance, I've got this one here, which is, it looks to me to be like an iris. Got a dragonfly there. So there's one of them. So I have 6 of them in here, and the next time I go to the store, I'm going to get some of those little screw-in hooks so that I can hang them around. I think one of my favorite ones is this one right here. Because it's a sunflower, of course. And so after I go get some hooks, I will be coming out here to hang these up in the greenhouse. So I'm anxious to get started working on things in here, but it is still so hot. Yeah, can't spend a lot of time out here, but it'll be happening before too long. You know, there's seasons to everything. There's garden season, there's work on the house season, and I'll just take it one day at a time. So that is it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me here again at A Good Life Farm. I will talk to y'all next time.